So this is my 1,000 subscriber video. I just want to thank you for subscribing, checking out my content. I just love that people get enjoyment or educational value out of the content I create. I am going to strive to do better. I want to fix my webcam and actually get a decent camera soon. I'm planning on creating a Patreon account to set all that up. I want to make value in it and give you, the viewer, value for doing a Patreon. I don't want to just be like, hey, kick me a couple bucks or whatnot. I want to actually create a full-fledged, gelled community that you can go to. And I also don't want it just to be up and disappear in a night because I run a server. So I will be running like a Reddit page and getting all that in and put it in a one spot, and then make customized flair for those that want to donate a certain amount of money per month, and then also include a lot more benefits and just give some value in that. But I don't want to start taking money before I have all that fleshed out. I have a lot of ideas in regards to that to help you, the viewer, out and just get a lot of value from it. But until I do, I'm not going to put that up on any of my videos to do any kind of monthly donation, because I want to, again, just get that clean so you get a ton of value out of that. So as far as that goes, that's great. I did not expect to hit 1,000 subscribers this soon, and it just kind of shocked me. This past week, I've gained over 500 subscribers, which to a bigger channel, that's probably nothing, but to a small channel that goes from 500 to 1,000 in 7 days, thank you. That it just makes me feel like crazy good, because not very many people can do that, especially in 2018 or 2019 now almost. It was really neat to see that, you know, so much of the community enjoyed my content enough to subscribe. I don't want to solicit subscribing or likes or any of that junk anymore. All I ask, when you watch a video, leave a comment, contribute to that, and you know, if I have a crappy video, just let me know. I got thick skin, so you know, if I do bad in a video, you can just go ahead and say, hey, you sucked in this video, or hey, you could have done this better. You know, at least try and leave somewhat constructive comments. Don't just straight up troll me, because I will troll you back. But you know, I just appreciate everything that YouTube and this community has done as far as kind of helping me put all these videos together, because I did not expect have this much fun. It has really done a lot for me personally in my personal life. I feel like I can communicate a lot better with people and have conversations considerably better, where before I think I was more of an introvert, where I wouldn't speak, or a lot of times I'd probably be a little socially awkward, because that just happens with time, especially when I just wasn't having a lot of day-to-day conversations in my my work. A lot of times it was just in passing and very, very short conversations. And it's very nice to get like this more long end, you know, profile. It's very one way with YouTube. And I want to also set up like a Discord chat to chat with you guys. And I do enjoy chat, voice chat. So maybe set up like once a week, maybe do a live stream. I do want to set one of those up. It'll probably be in the new year. When that does, it will be very structured. So I'll probably do like a Linux news weekly and kind of lay out some, you know, topics and kind of go through those and get feedback from y'all that join that live stream, and then also take obviously Q&As. I always love hearing questions, comments, or just general suggestions. If you say, hey, I want to see you do this, or if you think someone else in the community could benefit from seeing a Linux type video of a certain thing, let me know, because I would love to hear all those ideas. As I go through this, I'm pretty much just line up objective, and then I just try and cover and educate, to where if I was new to this space, you could watch an entire series of videos and get somewhat acquainted to whatever it was I was trying to do. Now, before I let you guys go, I just want to put out there, I kind of touched on this when I did my first channel update, but this channel, first and foremost, is about Linux adoption. Getting more people involved, more people learning Linux, and educating them on desktop environments. I'm about 2 months into using Linux full-time as a desktop environment, and I love it. And I think it's more about educating more folks to get that to happen. Now, I'm not going to push someone that I know may not have, or they're going to be disappointed. It's really important to qualify the person and set reasonable expectations, which many people do not do in the Linux community. I know, I remember talking to one Linux guy saying, hey, every hardware works and they work great. No, that's not true. Or, hey, all the games now work on Linux. You should just install it. All your games will work. That's also not true. You have to qualify and say, hey, certain games, and now almost half of the Steam games, I think, work on Linux very well natively, but there's still some that don't. And also, you know, almost all your hardware will work. However, there's some obscure pieces of hardware that aren't quite 100% supported yet. And it's important to qualify people and set reasonable expectations. And that's what I aim to do going forward in this channel. So if someone says, hey, should I do Linux? I say, yeah, you probably should at least try it out. But you need to know if it's going to suit your needs, because it's very important to do that. You can't just say, hey, Windows sucks, use Linux. It's something I actually probably would say to another Linux person, but someone coming from the Windows environment, it's a very condescending attitude, and it's not one you should take. You should talk to the person, qualify, and then say, hey, you should try Ubuntu. Kind of just plant that seed and say, hey, they have this live CD. You should install it, kind of tinker around, see what you think of it, and let them discover Linux naturally, not just completely rag on Windows. I like to rag on Windows, but I say, hey, there's no spyware. They're not constantly doing like a telemetry service and sending all your information back to Microsoft. There's not all this bulk, and you get to control what goes on your system and not. And I just kind of lay out the basics of it and say that's the reason why I'd use Linux over Windows. So all these adoption techniques need to be followed, need to be better educated in the Linux community, because many times most Linux people either one, overpromise and underdeliver, or they're just straight up condescending and just going, hey, well, you're not smart enough to know it, or, you know, that type of attitude. And it's nice to see most people out there aren't quite like that, but I still see it a little bit in the comments here and there, and I might play along with the people, but it's mainly just to get everybody to kind of come into that channel and understand that's the way we get more people on Linux desktop. One, qualifying them, and two, putting them there. And that's just basic business strategy that you just don't see in Linux. And it's something that is very important for adoption to happen, to get more people on, so we get nicer things, shinier things, and more money and resources thrown at Linux, which can only be a good thing in the end. And there's going to be other corporations as this happens that take on, and you've seen Microsoft, you've seen all these IBM move in and take over Red Hat. You see these companies come in and do this, but you got to remember Linux is open source. There's no putting this cat back in the bag. There's always going to be another distribution. There's always going to be something that always remains free and open. And that's the idea of Linux, and it's not something that can be squashed by some company, no matter how much money and how many resources they have. I think more big business gets in here, we will see more monetization happen, or schemes happen in Linux. And that's fine. As long as that money goes towards Linux, have at it. But that's it for today's video. I don't want to get too long-winded. And I really, really just wanted to say thank you.